Hi Everglades students, I am going to talk to you today about how to cite a source within your speech. I'm also going to talk a little bit about how to cite a source at the end of a paper or at the end of your outline. So this week for your demonstration speech, you do need to have 3 sources that are clearly named within your speech. There are right ways to do this and wrong ways to do this. So strangely enough, I'm actually going to talk to you first about how to incorrectly cite a source within your speech. The most common mistake that I see within speeches or hear within speeches is when people bulk their sources. What I mean by that is they just list that they did research at place A, place B, place C, but they don't give me the actual research. They don't tell me what they learned from those sources. What I need to know is that you did research, and that research should back up your point and therefore promote your credibility. So it makes you more believable because you're telling me it's not just me that's saying this. Dr. So and so says this, and he is with the American Medical Association. So clearly he is somebody that we should trust, so therefore backs up your point. So when you are citing sources, they should be spread out amongst your different points within your speech. So this is a 5-minute speech. Let's say you have 1 minute for introduction, 1 minute for conclusion. Your sources should be within the other 3 minutes, not all at 2.30 minutes. Do you see what I mean? So move your sources around and give me the information that you garnered from doing that research. I want to know that you did more than just find a book on the topic. I want to know that you know things and that you have done the research to back it up, okay? The second most common thing I see is listing too much information. Now, granted, giving me too much information is better than not giving me enough information, but you don't need to tell me the page number of the book that you found your information or the website address. You don't need to waste time going through www dot and then forward slash and then this. That part is not important. I need to know who said it or who did the research, what the research was, and where you got it from. Okay? And I don't mean the website address, I just mean the name of the website. Okay? The third thing, using poor sources. Oops, sorry about that. Somebody's birthday, using poor sources. What I mean by this is Wikipedia. Wikipedia is the most common one. You could also consider something like one of the Hollywood Reporter, or maybe not Hollywood Reporter, OK Magazine, or those gossip magazines. Those would not be suitable as a source. But when we go to Wikipedia, I'm going to teach you a little trick that you probably already know, but I'm going to go ahead and teach it to you anyway. Alternative medicine. So let's go ahead and go here. So just for example, I'm just going to use alternative medicine for example because most of the students in this class are alternative medicine students. Let's say I wanted to do a speech on alternative medicine. I'm so sorry, all my little things are popping up, but I want to get through this for you to upload this today. So if I want to give a speech on alternative medicine, I can go to Wikipedia. Now I may not be able to trust exactly what's written here because I don't know who wrote it. I do know that Wikipedia has really good editors, but I still don't know who wrote this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. And right here are all of the sources that were used for making this page. And so if I look through this, I can see that a lot of these are scholarly journals. These are places that I can go to get information that is a good source. So for example, right here, they got some information from this particular source. Now I can do a Google search or go to the library and use our library to find this particular journal, the European Association for the History of Medicine and Health. I know exactly where it came from, so I know whereabouts to look. I could even click through and find the PDF, okay? And this is a good source. Okay, so Wikipedia itself is not a good source, but it is a good place to find reliable sources. You can see all of these. I mean, most of these are, they seem to be European, but down here we have University of California, Berkeley. We have the Journal of the Royal Society of Medicine, St. Anthony's College in Oxford, which, by the way, is where I'm from. So these are good sources. So that's just a way that you can use Wikipedia. You cannot use Wikipedia itself as a source. I don't want to hear anybody say, according to Wikipedia, but you can get information from there. Okay? Oh boy, sorry. So finally, not contextualizing the source is also a mistake that I see. And what I mean by this is telling me that Dr. John Aston said in a study that people really like using alternative medicine if they are of poor or consistently poor health. But you didn't tell me who Dr. John Aston is. I have no idea who that is. So you need to put it in a context. Dr. John Aston wrote in the Journal of the American Medical Association, so I trust the American Medical Association, so therefore I will trust the Journal of the American Medical Association. So you need to put it into a context. You can't just tell me the name of some doctor or the name of some website, okay? You need to have a context to it so that everybody in your audience understands. While we're talking about websites, if you come to a website that has some information that you believe in, that's fine. But if you don't know who wrote it, specifically the actual author, you cannot use it. If you don't know the date, you cannot use it. It could be 20 years old. We don't know. So you have to make sure that you understand where the information is coming from. Who is the source and what are they saying? Okay? So how to correctly cite a source within your speech? The correct way to do it would be, according to Dr. John A. Aston's 1998 study in the Journal of the American Medical Association, most people using alternative medicine have higher levels of education and poorer health than average. But dissatisfaction with conventional medicine did not predict use of alternative medicine. Okay? So it was a lot of information that I provided to my audience, so I made sure that I went very slowly and broke it up into pieces so that they could get it, all of it. One other place that you can find good sources is, obviously our library has really good sources, Google Scholar. So the address for Google Scholar is scholar.google.com. What I did was I went to scholar.google.com and it comes up just like a regular Google page. I put in alternative medicine and I found something that fit my needs. Google Scholar doesn't always have entire articles because some of them they do belong to a university or you have to have some kind of education credentials in order to read them. So you could probably go to our library and find the same exact article through our library, no problem. But using Google Scholar, you may not be able to see all articles. But you can see a lot, as you can tell. So that's where I found this particular article that I'm talking about, an alternative medicine article. Now, if I want to cite this within a paper or within my outline, then I will go to the original article. I can try copying either the title of the article, you can see the author is here, you can see obviously the journal is here, or I could even try copying the web address. For this particular example, I'm going to try copying the title of the article, so I've copied it, and then I go to bibme.org. There's a lot of these, like Citation Machine and lots of different kinds, but this is the one I like, bibme.org. So now I'm on bibme.org, and for our purposes, we use APA. For most research papers, you're going to use APA, and that's the standards that you use. MLA is more, I believe it's more literary. And then Chicago, I think Chicago is journalism. I'm not perfectly sure. But anyway, For our purposes, we use APA. So we hit APA. We have journal up here. If it was a website, a book, a video, or something other, we could choose something else. In here, I'm going to put the title of my journal piece, my article, excuse me, and I'm going to hit search journal article. And right here it found it. So that's good. It has a lot of different ones, but this is the one that we found. So this is the one that we want. So I'm going to choose select. So it's going to bring up, just go full screen. It's going to bring up a lot of information, and I can go through and check that this is the actual article that I'm using, and make sure that the dates and the author and everything else matches, which I actually have already done. And so I'm going to create citation. This is one I did for a previous class. So this right here is my citation. Sorry. So this right here is my citation. I can just copy and go over to my Word document, and in my references section, there you go. It did it all for me. So easy. And that's APA format. So I know that that is correct. Now, if I'm writing a paper or during my outline, if I use this particular piece right here in my outline, I'm going to need to cite it behind that actual piece so that whoever is reading can see where that information came from, and then scroll down to my references page, match them, and find where all the information came from. So that's called a parenthetical citation. So I choose parenthetical. Again, it's going to say, is this correct? And this right here is my parenthetical citation. So I'm going to copy and paste, go back to my Word document, and that's how I do it. So then I would type my paper, blah, 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 and then at the bottom of my paper, I'm going to have my references section, and this is my citation within the references section. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. My main goal today was to talk to you about how to correctly cite the source within your speech. So this last piece was just an added bonus. If you have any questions, or if I've made it even more confusing for you, please let me know. You can give me a call, or drop me an email, or even use our Ask Questions discussion forum. All right, so that's it for today. I'm going to sign off for now and talk to you later.